So in Buddhist art, we simply represent Buddha as a man in meditation. This is because our first ever historical Buddha named Shakyamuni was a man. Originally, he was a prince of a kingdom. Shakyamuni was a man, and in order to commemorate this, our first teacher, we usually represent a generic man in Indian tradition with fully clothed in meditation style and either seated or standing, or sometimes you will see lying down Shakyamuni. So that is Buddha, but it is the condition of achieving enlightenment. So how do you achieve this enlightenment? As we have said, you have to eliminate all of your attachments and your desires. In a way, like desires and attachments are sort of similar ones. Who just wrote it in the chat? Bodhisattva is one stage before Buddha. So if you have like stages of development, we have ordinary citizens like you and me who don't know any Buddhism. But that's okay. Ordinary citizens, right? Ordinary human beings like you and me. Then we can become a Buddhist, right? Meaning like we become followers of the Buddha. We decided to follow his teachings and share the common values. So we decided to be the Buddhist followers. And among us, if you are very well advanced with all the teachings and you are very close to the Buddhahood, the condition is called Buddhahood, like adulthood or parenthood. If you're very advanced, then we may claim ourselves Bodhisattva, or other people will call us that, oh, you are so generous and helping others, so you are equivalent to Bodhisattvas. So you can copy this. And then, if you are really ready to say sever ties with this world and you want to be that eternal condition of being content and being, there is no really happiness. Like you don't have any attachment or desires, or you are not really swung by any emotional sensations, then you want to enter enlightenment. And this is also, same as nirvana. It's like extinction, like as if fire got extinguished. It's a condition of extinction. So you go to the condition of nirvana. So that is enlightenment. Then you achieve your Buddhahood. So in East Asian Buddhism, anybody can be Buddha and Bodhisattvas. But as you can imagine, from ordinary citizens to Buddhist is one thing. And at least we can all go to Buddhists, right? You can claim yourself that I'm followers of Buddha. But then from here, going to Bodhisattva is hard, because you make some conscientious effort to get rid of as many as attachments, your own desires, and then help others to achieve the same dreams. And then if you are really, really ready, then you want to be a Buddha. So the statues that you are looking at over here, you may notice that he has torso barren, like a torso exposed, and like a big necklace. And then he's holding this little bottle with magic, how can I say magic, or precious liquid to cure the sick people. And then he has like this loincloth type of pants. And then in other statues, you see a little bit more elaborate necklace and decoration. So usually Bodhisattvas are depicted as an aristocratic man in Indian tradition. Again, it came from India, so we follow Indian iconography. So aristocratic man. So he is wealthy. How do we know? Because he has a lot of jewelries and bracelets and other types of luxurious clothes. And then he didn't have the Buddha's Ushinisha yet. And then he does not have this type of meditative clothes yet. So Bodhisattva eventually would be an ideal type of all the lay people, meaning like ordinary citizens, you and me. Like lay people refer to people who are not religious figures yet. People like you and me, we are all lay people. We don't have any Buddhist monk in the class, right? So this is a model that Chinese people established finally around 338 using Chinese style art motifs. So instead of looking, do you see this figure or earlier this figure? They have like a thick mustaches and rather big eyes, and their forehead is a little bit protruding. So these are all imitation of Indian physiognomy, like Indian ethnic person. But if you come to 338, art historians say that finally Chinese artisans established a Chinese formula of Buddhist statues, so that there is no more mustache, no mustache, and then the forehead is well delineated, but it's not like a protruding or popping out the way the Indian figure looked like. And then eyes are narrow and long to the side, and then the clothes are really well arranged. You know, like Chinese people like this symmetrical, like a U-shaped designs. So it's you know, left and right symmetrical and serene and quiet. So this is what eventually, hold on, Goguryeo is going to receive. Goguryeo is going to receive a Chinese formula of Buddhist statues because they received it not directly from India, they received it through China, and that will be the spread of Buddhist art in three kingdoms. So going back here, I want to explain one more thing. So originally in Indian context, the Buddha or the Shakyamuni that we were talking about, the historical Buddha, the first Buddha that we are referring to, Shakyamuni, was living around the 5th century BCE. 5th century BCE. He was sort of a contemporaneous to Socrates in ancient Greece or Confucius in China, like a BC. So he was living around the 470 BC to like a 430 BC. You know, he was BCE before Common Era. And shortly after he died, people didn't make statues. They were only allowed to make this monument. It's a really colossal man-made monument. In a way, it looks a little bit like that ancient tombs in Tomb Park in Kyungju. So this one is called stupa. It is a monument that includes ashes of Shakyamuni, ashes. In Indian tradition, the funerary practice is burning the body to ashes. So you don't have coffins, you have ashes, and then the ashes were divided among Shakyamuni's students, and then some of them was included in this stupa. So it will be very tiny amount. I mean, how small ashes, right? Versus the stupa is colossal statues. So in the beginning, they made these stupas as a monument. And then around the 1st century CE, Common Era, you are going to start to see the anthropomorphic statues, meaning statues like this, you are going to start to see in the 1st or 2nd century CE.